Yo, yo, what up? Okay, so this week's lesson, this is what we're going to be talking about in this video. Because right now, you guys are running off of the 2023 motivation for the new year, new me, right? It's a brand new time of the year. It's a time of the year where everybody wants to make changes, right? All the holidays are done. Like, it's time for you to start working on hitting your goals and achieving your goals. But here's some facts you need to know, okay? The majority of people that start anything in January, 64% of them will quit before February. The other 91% will quit before the end of the year, okay? And the reason is because they don't understand the emotional cycles of change, okay? Which is what we're going to be discussing today. So I'm going to teach you some mindset about this journey of getting fit and succeeding in this journey, right? Because this journey of getting fit is actually a psychological journey. It's a psychological feat, okay? In case nobody's ever told you that before, it's personal development. You have to grow mentally to produce the body that you want to be living in physically, okay? So, because right now, look, this is you, okay? Your sad face, right? You're not feeling good, feeling a little bit fluffy, soft, chubby, you know, maybe you're obese right now. Maybe you gained a bunch of weight over the holidays, right? Because you weren't following the rules and you just completely got lax and fell off the wagon, right? Well, guess what? Holidays are every year, people. So guess what you got to learn to do? Discipline yourself. Change. Okay? And I'm going to teach you how to change right now, okay? Because here's a raw fact for you. Who you currently are is not good enough to produce the body that you want. Okay, I'll say that again. Who you currently are is not good enough, right? Not mentally strong enough, not disciplined enough, not physically strong enough, not doesn't have the right habits forged, right? You're not there, okay? You are already living in the best body you're going to get with your current skill set, mindset, habits, right? Your discipline level. You're already living it. This is the best you're going to get. So what that means is this journey of getting fit is actually personal development, okay? You have to grow and improve as a person throughout this entire journey mentally in order for you to be able to produce the type of physique and the confidence and feeling good about yourself that you are actually working for, okay? So you got to understand this is personal development, all right? So when it comes to this journey, okay, you're right here, a little sad face, right? To get over here to where you have happy face, okay? That's an arrow, okay? It's my little 7-year-old drawings right there, okay? So in order to get there, there's 4 main things that you have to basically master, right? And that is, number 1, your mindset, like I was just telling you, your mindset. And that includes how you think, how you, your behaviors, your habits, things like that, right? That's all under your mind, right? The second thing is your nutrition, okay? Your nutrition is 90% of your results when it comes to losing fat, okay, and building muscle. Okay, so that means that you can come in and you can show up every single day you're training, right? But if you don't master your food, you're going nowhere. You're literally going to come in to work out just to look the same. I don't want that. I know you don't want that. So what do you think that means? You got to focus on your nutrition. Master it, okay? So, all right, so we got that, all right? Now, next thing is your training. You got to show up every day for yourself. You ain't showing up for us. It's for you. You're showing up for yourself. This is your body, your life, right? If you want to improve your body and your life, you got to show up for yourself in the gym and the kitchen, baby. Okay? So, and then the other thing, which actually makes all these things work hand in hand, okay, is accountability. Okay? Accountability. Are you tracking your food? Are you doing your weigh-ins? Are you doing your weekly body fat? Are you doing progress pics? Are you reporting your macros to your coach every day like you should be? Right? Accountability. That is what ties all this in together. So that way you can grow as a person and become the type of person that can produce that body. Make sense? Okay, now that we discussed that, that's the journey. That's all you really got to focus on, your mindset, right? And everything that falls in there, your behaviors, your habits, and everything that falls under the psychological aspect of this, right? And then dial in your food. That's number one, right? Show up every day training, right? And then weigh in, do scale weights, right? Do your body fats, things like that, right? And then boom, you get happy face, right? And for some of you guys, your happy face, like some of your guys is happy face, okay? Some of you ladies, you just want some vertical lines, right? You just want some vertical lines, like woohoo, sexy stomach, right? Lean arms and legs, right? But you dudes, you want some abs, right? But you got to do all these things in order to get here, okay? So now that we've discussed that, now I'm going to run you through the emotional cycles of change and help you understand what's going to happen. It may actually already be happening. That's why I'm doing it this week, because some of you already might be experiencing level 3 down here, which is Death Valley. I'm going to explain that, but you first got to understand how the mind works, okay? The human mind is designed to keep you alive, to keep you safe, okay? So anytime that you step outside your comfort zone, right? Eating clean, tracking your food, doing your body fat, doing regular weigh-ins, like doing all these new things that should be part of your normal daily routine as a success habit, right? Or maybe it's in work, it's in business, it's in your relationships, the new habits that anytime you step outside your comfort zone, okay? Let me show you an example. Here's your comfort zone, okay? This is your comfort zone, okay? Anytime that you even think about stepping outside of it, you're going to get doubt and fear and all these negative emotions, because it's your subconscious trying to push you back down into the safety zone, right? It's trying to push you back down to the comfort zone, okay? So when you feel this is good, okay? It's good. If you feel anxiety, if you feel nervous, if you feel doubt, if you feel discomfort, good. That means you are pushing yourself outside your comfort zone and growing. Okay? You are doing what you need to do to get to where you want to be. So it's good that you're feeling these things. Okay? Now, when you do hit that, you're going to have some courage and force yourself to do what you know needs to be done, no matter how you feel. Okay? So, got to have some courage, right? Because what you want is way out here. Okay? So success is way out here, right? Way outside your comfort zone, right? Because remember, I was just telling you a second ago, who you are right now, you're already there. That's the best you're going to get, okay? So for you to get out here and get success, right, so you can look like this person, right, you're going to have to go through a lot of discomfort and a lot of change and develop a lot of habits and make a lot of changes in your lifestyle and your daily routine, okay? So while you are doing that, okay, let me show you. Let me clean up some space here, okay? I'm going to show you what the emotional cycles of change are, but just remember, your mind is always trying to keep you safe, okay? So always trying to keep you safe. So it's trying to keep you down into the comfort zone, all right? So when it comes to you taking on something new, all right, you're going to go through 5 major phases of emotion, okay? This is known as the emotional cycles of change, okay? Number 1, you're going to be uninformed optimism. This is like, let's go! Like, first of the year, I'm ready for new life, blah, 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 blah. I want more money, I want bad body, I want this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, right? This is the motivation of the new year that you're actually feeding off of, okay? Then what happens is then in maybe a few days, or maybe a couple weeks, or maybe a couple months for some of you, you're going to hit what's known as informed pessimism. So what this means is now you're drinking your water, eating clean, working out every day, and you're like, oh man, this is so hard. This is so difficult. I don't know if I can live like this. I don't know if I could do this every day. I don't know, right? Pessimism, okay? Some of you are already probably experiencing this, okay? And then you keep going, and then it ends up in what I call, this is technically just called the Valley of Despair, right? I call it Death Valley. And the reason why I call it Death Valley is because all these negative thoughts, right, have led you to a point to where you basically are like, I can't do this. I quit. Right? And then guess what happens? Okay? Now, remember I told you in the last week's video, this is your inner bitch. Everybody has two voices, right? We have our inner bitch and we have our inner beast, right? Your inner boss, right? The weak side, the strong side, right? This is your little inner bitch winning, okay? Trying to talk you out of it so you can end up right back into the comfort zone. See how this is all starting to make sense now? Are you getting it? Okay? So what happens is, and this is the majority of people, and like I was telling you in the beginning of this video, 91% of people are going to quit on their goals this year. 91%. Okay? 64% before even February hits. Okay? So I don't want that to be you. All right? So you're going to hit Death Valley. This is a guarantee. It may be today, it may be tomorrow, it may be in June. You're going to hit it. Okay? You're going to hit it. All right? Now, what happens with most people is they hit Death Valley and then they quit, right? And then they end up staying right where they are, feeling like crap, looking like crap, right? Unhappy with themselves, completely miserable, right? Feeling fat in their clothes, looking fat in photos, looking fat in the mirror, right? Completely miserable. And then what ends up happening is something inspires them, right? They're once again running off motivation instead of actually discipline and habits, right? And what happens is maybe a trip is coming up, maybe a birthday's coming up, maybe a holiday's coming up, and they want to look good. Maybe the beach is right around the corner. It's about to be summertime, right? And then they get motivation all of a sudden again, right? And then they start this journey all over. Right here, boom, boom, boom. They hit Death Valley. Then guess what happens? They quit again. Okay? Quit again. Right? And this is why most people, when they're on this journey of getting fit, this is why they never succeed. Okay? So you got to stop looking for shiny objects and motivation and learn to discipline yourself. Because here's what you do. When you hit Death Valley, because you will, expect it. It's part of the emotional cycles of change, right? Because remember, your mind is trying to keep you here in your comfort zone, right? But you got to constantly stay out of that some bitch, okay? You got to stay out of it, okay? So that way you can grow. So that way you can get the body, right? Whether you want those lines or you want those abs, okay? So what happens is you got to do two things when you hit Death Valley, okay? Two things, all right? Let me erase this real quick. There's two main things that you got to do. Number one, discipline, okay? Expect that you're going to hit it, okay? Discipline, by definition, is doing what needs to be done whether you want to or not, okay? So you're going to hit Death Valley. Your mind is going to try and start talking you out of it. I can't do this. I don't have time. I can't do this, blah, blah, blah. It's going to try and talk you out of it, right? That's your subconscious trying to talk you out of it, right? Show up anyway. Show up anyway. Show up. Eat clean. Track your food. 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 Show up. Eat clean. Track your food, right? Do you see what's happening here? What's happening is you're disciplining yourself consciously to do what you need to do so you can win, right? And then what happens is when you're forcing yourself to do this, you're actually starting to get results, right? You're going to start dropping some of those lbs in the scale. Your body fat percentage is going to be dropping, right? And along the way, right? Because remember, the two things I was telling you need to do when you hit here, right? Which really you need to start doing this at here, okay? You need to start doing number one, okay? Understand motivation's temporary. It's going to die, okay? You need to, from day one, be focusing on disciplining yourself. Doing all the shit you don't want to do, okay? Then number two is habits. Focus on building successful habits, right? So during this journey, so really starting here is when you should start it, right? But especially here, right? You're going to have to consciously force yourself to show up, force yourself to track food, force yourself to report them, force yourself to get on the scale, force yourself, right? And then as this moves along, it's actually going to start getting a little bit easier, okay? Because you're forging habits, right? Once it's a habit, it's easy to stay on track, okay? And then you keep forging these habits, right? You keep disciplining yourself to do what's necessary. Boom, 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 right? And then you get here, and then you're at a point where you're like, all right, this is informed optimism right here, by the way, okay? And what this means is you know how hard it is. You know what it takes, but you refuse to stay in the body that you're living in. You refuse to keep feeling the way that you currently feel. You refuse to not be living the life that you really want, right? So because of that, you're like, I know this shit's hard. I know it's difficult, but I got to keep going. I got to do this. I've got to keep moving. I've got to forge these habits. I've got to discipline myself. I got to show up every day for myself in the gym and in the kitchen. I've got to do this. And then you just keep going, right? These habits are formed. Boom, 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 boom. And it's just like this. And then before you know it, bang! Success, baby! Just like that. Success. Woo, 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 woo. And you a sexy beast. Okay? Feeling good. Your confidence levels are like skyscraper high levels. You're feeling good. You're looking good in clothes. You're looking good naked, right? You got tons of energy. You're feeling strong. People are asking you questions, and you're inspiring other people to start working out. For you fellas, you got bicep veins popping, and people are like, bro, you work out? Wow, man, you look good. Because for you fellas, you are instantly respected when you are fit. You are instantly not respected when you are unfit. Okay? When you are unfit, you're basically categorized as low quality, low value man. It's just how it is. Okay? So for you to be a high value, high status, respected man, your fitness is the number one thing that can instantly raise that up. Okay? So, but anyways, so that's basically the emotional cycles of change, right? So let's recap, okay, about how this works, all right? So number one, you got to understand that this journey is psychological. I should probably really put a P here instead of an M, right? It's a psychological journey, okay? Psychological, right? You got to get your mind right, okay? You got to get your mind right. Then your food, then training, right? Then accountability, right? And as long as you are forging habits and being disciplined, you are guaranteed to succeed. You cannot fail. The only way you're going to fail is if you don't listen to what I'm saying. If you don't implement this, if you don't execute on the plan, you're going to fail. Guaranteed. Okay? If you execute the plan, you're going to succeed. Guaranteed. It literally works just like that. Okay? So that's basically what I wanted to cover in that section. And remember, so what I was telling you, this journey is psychological. It's a psychological feat, okay? Personal development. You got to grow into that person mentally, okay? Through your discipline, through your habits, through the way that you think, the way that you behave, your actions, how you show up on the weekends. You have to grow, okay? It's personal development. Now, with that said, I'm making these videos, doing this little group coaching setting for these videos each week, so that way I can help you succeed. Because one of my main missions is to help you guys not only like get hot bodies. I want you guys being super healthy, having hot bodies, feeling sexy, having like skyscraper high confidence, right? Making tons of money, okay? Like having amazing relationships. I want you to have all those things, but you can't have those things until you master you. You got to master you in order to get those things at great levels, right? So the more you master you, the more confidence and belief in yourself you're going to have to be able to master other areas of your life, right? And that's really what we're doing here, okay? I want you having great lives, all right? So these videos, sometimes all it's going to take is one thing. I'm going to say one thing. I'm going to draw one picture, right? And it's going to click. And you're going to be a completely changed person from that moment on. Bang! You're going to be on fire. Because of one thing that I drew or clicked. Matter of fact, let me give you a little tip, a little example. I'll tell you a little story, okay? The reason why I'm drawing all this, okay, because I've been doing lives and videos like almost every single day for like years, like over a decade, right? I do videos all the time, right? And And I actually, as you guys probably know, I'm creating a course teaching men how to get ripped, right? Step by step, teaching them very similar stuff to this, right? But it's an online video course, right? And I actually took a video course to learn how to produce a video course, right? And one of the things that he was teaching in the video, and I didn't even catch on that he was doing it until he actually explained that that's how you actually do it. And he said, and so he went and he was giving a presentation. He's like, look, if you want to succeed in blah, 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 you got to do these 3 things. Bang, 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 right? And then he just said it, right? And then what happened was, let me change my thing and I'll show you. Okay, let me move that over here. Okay. And oh yeah, and then I'll teach you that in a second too. Okay, I forgot about that. All right, then what he said was, so like I was just showing you, so he went through and explained, like, all right, if you want to succeed, you got to do these 3 things. Bang, bang, bang. But he didn't draw anything, right? He just said it, right? And what happened was, he goes, here's what you want to do. When you are actually teaching people something, right? You want to draw them shapes, draw them an image, draw them something, because it's going to help them understand it and comprehend it even more. This is just one of the things that he taught in the course, right? So like I was just telling you, right? Your diet is 90% of your results, right? This is 90% right here. Okay? 90% of it is nutrition. Okay? That's an N right there, by the way. Okay? 90% is your diet. Okay? This much is your working out, right? So there's 3 sides of this equation, really, when it comes to getting in shape. Nutrition, training, accountability, right? But in order for you to get what you want, to go from here, sad face, to here, right, happy face, right, you have to do these 3 things: nutrition, training, accountability, right? Didn't you just see me just do that a minute ago? Didn't this just make more sense to you? Yes, it did. So my whole purpose with this is to actually show you that sometimes you're going to hear just one thing that I say or one thing that I show you in these videos, and it's going to click, and your life is going to be forever changed, right? Like, for example, when I learned that, my life is forever changed, because now I'm going to be drawing everybody's stuff so that way they can actually see it, so that way they get it and it makes more sense, right? So there's 2 other things that you can do that can help you with your discipline and habits, okay? 2 things we're going to talk about right now, okay? Number 1, we use technology today, right? Like back in the day, old school way, like we used to have to like track our macros and stuff, writing it on paper in a journal, right? Adding up all the stuff ourselves, right? Like doing it by hand, right? And then also like weighing out our portions on all of our foods, right? We just have to do all that, like, you know, the manual labor style stuff in order to be accurate with all of our stuff. Well, thanks to technology today, right? And the way that food companies produce foods, we don't really need to do that anymore, right? We use an app like MyFitnessPal, right? You just scan the barcode and boom, the stuff's in there, and then you just log your servings. And there's actually like even meal prep hacks that you can do where you never even got to measure anything because it's already measured by the company. All you got to do is just log it, okay, after you scan the barcode, right? So there's hacks to everything. So we want to use technology to your advantage, okay? So we know we need to create more discipline and we need to build habits, right? So that way you can get to success, okay? So remember, to get to success, right, you got to build habits, or be disciplined and build habits, right, in order for you to get there, okay? So there's a couple little apps that I'll recommend that you download and use, and I actually teach my online clients this, is you want to, the first one is a countdown app. So count down, okay? If you can read my 7-year-old writing, okay? Because I'm doing it with a mouse, that's why. So countdown app. Okay, now you can set this countdown app to whatever days that you want, okay? Let's say you want to be at your ideal weight, body fat percentage by, say, 120 days from now. You can set that up on this app, and what happens is each day it's going to count down, okay? And you can set up whatever your goal is, right? So let's just say you want to be sexy, right? Each day, it's going to count down. The way that the human body works is it's a goal-seeking organism. And when it sees that you are losing days, right? Day by day, right? That there's a deadline coming up. It's going to create a subconscious level of urgency, which means you're going to work harder. You're going to show up more often. You're going to be more disciplined with your food. You're going to eat cleaner, track your macros better. You're going to make better decisions on the weekends when you're socializing, right? So it's going to help you basically get to your goal faster and on time, okay? The second thing that you can do is a habit tracker. Because remember, like I was just telling you, habits are where it's at. You got to forge these. So these habit tracker apps, you can actually set up whatever habit you want to set in there. So you can set up as many as you want. So let's say you can set up one, you want to track your macros, right? It's going to remind you. So it's going to send you a little notification towards the end of the day. Hey, did you track your macros today? And then you can click yes, or you don't because you didn't do it, right? You can set it up. Did you work out today, right? Did you drink your water? Okay. And you can set up all these different habits, right? And it'll send you a little reminder, and it'll be like, hey, did you do this? 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 Right? And then it'll help keep you aware that you need to be focusing on your habits, right? And then also what happens is that you'll be able to see a trend, right? So you'll see a trend, right? Some of them even show you graphs, right? So you can see where you fell off, and then it'll show you where you went back up, right? Or where you completely missed, right? So it gives you instant feedback to where you know, like, man, I didn't track my food. I only tracked my food 2 days last week, right? Out of the 7, right? So then it'll make you more aware, so that way you focus on making sure that you track your food every day, right? And then what happens is you develop these, utilize the technology to help you create urgency and build habits, success habits, right? Because there's just a few main habits that you need to make part of your daily routine in order to become successful, right? And it mainly comes down to really just like 2 things, really, if you want to boil it down, just 2 things. Did you eat clean and track your food? Did you burn calories, right? You do those 2 things over a period of 3-4 months, you're ripped, okay? Or slim and sexy, okay? Whatever your goal is, all right? So, but these apps, the Countdown app and the habit tracking apps, are great little tools that you can actually utilize, right? Like I have guys in my course right now that they're doing the 120-day countdown, and it's literally like chipping away each day, and they're busting their asses, okay? So, and this just is a little hack that you can do for your mind, because remember, it's a psychological journey. You gotta grow, right? So use technology to help you program those habits, so that way you can become successful. Understood? Great! Okay. So that pretty much summed up the video. I'm actually really proud of you for watching this far. For those of you that actually stayed to watch to the end, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. Because some people's Death Valley won't even let them watch the whole video. Their Death Valley was just watching the first minute. And they already quit. But anyways, so that pretty much sums up this week's video. I'm going to be doing one every single week. So if you ever have a question on something, you need some tips or tricks or anything, shoot me a DM, ask me in the gym, shoot me a text, and maybe I'll make it one of the next videos that we do for next week or one of the coming weeks. So I love you guys. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you next time.